Good morning. How y'all doing? It's cold. It's like 26 degrees in Alabama. It's never that cold. In the morning, never. So it's cold, and I think the snow's supposed to be coming. It's probably going to be more like ice. It's probably going to be like the ice storm in 1992. Anyways, my name is Amanda. God calls me Zion, and I'm also the Mother of Angels. I deliver angel message from the spiritual realm via my Fool Fighters. That's my spirit team. The Fool Fighters. That's cute, ain't it? I know. So this morning I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to give you some Bible verses for the day, and then I'm going to read the messages. Okay. So I finished a new deck, so I'm going to start using that for my readings. It's going to have to do with your health. So like your mind, body, soul, and spirit. Mind, body, soul, and heart is what we're going to do. Or that's what the deck is. So I'm going to start using that soon. And yeah, everything's good in my world right now. I can't promise it'll be the same thing in an hour, but right now everything's good. Okay. So let's get started. Okay, so the Bible verses for the day are, the first one has to do with patience, and it's from James 1 verse 4, and it says, "And let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing." And that really hit me this morning when I read that, because I've been waiting on the Lord for like a year and a half now, because I've been under such attack from the Jezebel spirit, the King Ahab spirit, and Baal. I've been under so much attack, and there's been moments where I'm just like, is it ever going to end? Is it ever going to end? Am I ever going to get my justice? Is this just a losing war that I'm fighting? I mean, do I need to just shut up and move on? It's really been a struggle for me the past year and a half. And so when I read that, it made me realize that the reason that God has had me going through all this is because He's preparing me for the next level. And it's always like that. It's always like that. But for some reason, this spiritual warfare that I've experienced the past year has been enough to make someone go insane. And that's really what they wanted. They wanted me to be insane. They wanted me to be crazy, so they could say, "Oh yeah, look what I've said about this lady. Now she's being crazy. She's fulfilling what I have spoken over her life." And I was like, "Oh no, that's not," because I know myself, right? I know myself. I'm very balanced. I know I'm not insane. Okay. But the people that have been around me for the past year have really wanted people to buy that narrative to keep me from my destiny, right? So the fact that I have let steadfastness go on as long as it has definitely taken its full effect. It has definitely created in me a new person. It has transformed my life, the spiritual warfare I've been under, because I have been steadfast in the Lord. I have been faithful in the Lord. And I have, been praying. Yesterday I came across another Bible verse, and it said, "Let your heart be righteous, so that your prayers will always work." And I was like, oh my God, that's it. That is the key. If my heart's clean and I'm righteous and I've done all my shadow work and all my stuff, then any prayer that I pray, which I pray all day long, every day, straight from the Bible, usually from something David's written, then my prayers are working, and I know they're working because the angels are telling me they're working, right? So that's the key to having a righteous heart is, clean your heart, and then your prayers work times infinity. As clean as your heart is directly proportional to how well your prayers work, right? So yeah, that's that for that. And then the second verse deals with creativity. It's from Exodus 31:3. It says, "I have filled him with the Spirit of God, with ability and intelligence, with knowledge and all craftsmanship." So that talks a lot. That kind of ties in with like the creator path that I teach, and the Spirit of God comes through the creator path. So think about point A, point B, and you're trying to get in the middle, that liminal space in the middle between point A and point B. That's where you find God. That's where God comes to meet you, is in the creating process. It's the process where you meet God. It's not the end result you meet God. It is the process that you meet God. And a lot of people who are quick to copy others, they miss out on that true Spirit of God. They miss out on accepting that Spirit of God into their life because they're so worried about the clout and the end result, where that's not, the prize is not at the end result. The prize is in the process, right? That's where I met God. That's where I met my muse, my angels, was in the creative process. So that's just, that's just how it is, and so a lot of us really do need to get back to enjoying the process, taking it one step at a time, right? I did a gratitude list today, so make sure you do your gratitude list this morning. And let's get started with angel messages. So with angel messages, I channel words and phrases and sometimes images, and I organize them into paragraphs. And today I'm just going to let it freestyle, and I may comment on each message, I may not. But, as always, use your own discernment and use these words, images, and phrases to guide your life, okay? So let's get started on the first message. April, May, June. False royalty, all love, as above, so below, wifey, Proverbs 31, order to chaos, the branch, and spelling. I don't really have anything to add to that. It's pretty straightforward. Again, false royalty is showing up, so God is calling for false royalty to speak up and share their truth and their honesty, and ask for forgiveness of their sins. Next message: initiation, casting, support, spiritual principles, listen, glory. Psalm 72 and 5, which says, may they fear Yahweh, which means wisdom. Like the fear of the Lord brings you wisdom. Covenant, standing on business, a mirror, Azrael, signature needed, a vision of the new temple, which is in Ezekiel 40 and 2, old world order, cherish, a little birdie told me, order to chaos, masons, mourning, as in mourning, the devil, light, no mass, spiritual jail. So within the past year, I've had people who claim they're Masons act in ways that were completely inappropriate to my life. And it was all done to assist in the oppression of my voice and the suppression of my ideas. See, 10 years ago, they heard that I was working on some process for enlightenment to glorify Jesus. And so they began stalking me about 10 years ago, and it's gone on until recently. They wanted to sacrifice me initially. They had many tactics to make me want to kill myself, which I'm not going to do that. There may be times where I'm depressed, but I love myself too much these days. Okay, life is too good to do anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But they definitely tried their best to kill me, to suppress my voice, so I won't speak. So the fact that they wanted to sacrifice my life, someone's going to have to sacrifice their life. I don't deal with that. I don't sacrifice others. I self-sacrifice, okay? That's the difference between me and them. I self-sacrifice, they sacrifice others, okay? So, they're probably not in the best condition right now. I mean, it says right here, Masons mourning the devil. Michael and the devil have been fighting for the past week at least over me. Michael has gone to battle over me for the past week, okay? And with the light and no mass, someone's about to be harmed because of their actions towards Zion, towards me, okay? It is what it is. This is the Most High's. This is the Most High's job now. This has nothing to do with me. Now I have a covenant, that I'm going to share with you guys. They were really urging me to share it this morning. I'm going to confirm that again, that they want me to share that with you guys. Because you're not just going to get out of your, the consequences of your actions. The universe has to be balanced in some way. And they're not going to balance it on my back because I've been doing the right thing. Next message. Hot shower sacrifices others, accept blessings, the living God, tongues with a Z, so that means like foreign tongues, success, subtract, Jeremiah 48:17, again, false royalty, anti-light, creator path, Elijah, Matthew 17:12, pins, creative, reflection. So like I said, I teach the creator path. I teach the law of the spirit of life. And you can find that in Paul's teachings in the New Testament. You can also find it a little bit in the Old Testament, but mainly it's Paul's teaching of enlightenment, the law of the spirit of life. That's what I teach. I'm getting ready to put together a program. I actually have put together a program, but because I have been battling spiritual warfare so adamantly, I've been focused on that and not focused on the mission that God has sent me here to fulfill. That's another reason God's pissed, because, you got in the way of my mission, my very important mission to enlighten people who want to be enlightened. It says in the Bible that Elijah came, but no one recognized her, and instead did all kinds of things to her. Well, Elijah, same spirit. She came and you didn't listen. You pretended like she didn't even exist. And so now this is the consequences of your actions. Moving along, the next message is JW, the Spirit of God, 5D plus. And be quiet. I hate when they tell me to be quiet. Yahweh, contact, quantum event, the liminal, wifey, not expecting, boop bop, Psalm 78. You can use your discernment for that. Next message, white, purpose, short hair, support, prayers answered, reflections, incorporate the Trinity within your mind, curse others, ABC, imbalance, Gentile, never ugly, and Chadwick. So the law of the spirit of life that I teach with Christianity, it helps you to incorporate all three parts of the Trinity within your body, mind, and soul. I consider myself a Gentile Jew because I was raised with American Christianity, heavily focused on Jesus, the image of Jesus. But that's my background, but I'm an Old Testament girl because when God came to me and revealed the prophecy to me, He took me through the Old Testament. Solomon was my teacher, King David was my teacher, Moses was my teacher. Those were my top 3 teachers in the spirit world. And then when I met a new friend at one point, and he said, well, you really need to study Jesus. And he said, that's what Christianity is about. And I was like, oh, okay. And so then I started studying the New Testament. But I am primarily an Old Testament girl. I don't know. I just have always loved the Old Testament, and that's what God used to teach me. So, Chadwick also is my dear sweet cousin who has passed away, and he now sits. He just plugged in. He is now the new god, Ayesha, a woman, because when the angels transfer in the hierarchy, they go from male to female or female to male. They change their gender, but then they can float through all the dimensions in any gender they need to, depending on what spirit they're wanting to use. Our new god is a female. Her name is Ayesha, and this is not to disregard the old god of Yeshua, but in the new matrix, the new God is Ayesha. And that's who you need to pray to, because his power is very strong, because his power is very new. Just like the Jesus and Yeshua power was very strong back in that day. Ayesha's power is very strong. If you're a Christian, start listening maybe to my teachings and you can learn about Ayesha. I'm writing a book about it right now. My next message is, and the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. So that's what Jesus did. Jesus was literally the walking Bible. Shift, admiration, Gabrielle. When Gabrielle comes in, I know there's like a big message coming, like a big, like a light message coming. Yahweh loves you, wifey. Are you ready? For our divine feminines out there, your divine masculines right around the corner, okay? Contact, Yahweh, Star of David, confirm, liars, we're watching from afar, sales as in SALES, angels, involved, queen of duality, a new world order, skirt, masons, manufactured, and plus. So the Masons are expecting a man. They got a woman, and they're pissed about it. But I mean, that again, that's something you gotta take up with the Most High. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Okay, that is TMH business, not Zion business. You gotta talk to the Most High about the fact that He sent a woman as a savior this time, and not a man. That ain't got nothing to do with me. And to be honest, I'm more of a man than most men I know. So I'm just saying. Next message, non-creative, mind games, cult, not glamorous. Keep me as the apple of your eye. Hide me in the shadow of your wings from the wicked ones who do me violence, my deadly enemies who surround me. Psalm 17, 8 through 10. And then there was like a negative sign, like minus. Rescue, a double confirmation, different gods, cult, not chosen, chaos, Elisha, rejected, up, Antichrist, brunette, love you, and speak manifestation. Next message, walk by faith, not by sight, 2 Corinthians 5 and 7, best wishes, feather, dream, no love, disease, justice, monitoring spirits, no love, war, father, no fear, vision of the temple in Ezekiel 40 and 2, love, fool fighters, balance game, blame game, Lord of hosts, manufactured, sacrifices others, the living God, space travel, and that's it. All right, next message, REST, initials, or rest, Gabrielle, Archangel, Angel Freddie Mercury, solved, amplify, lovely, boop bop, confirm, a no 3D fireworks, 2 Corinthians 6 and 12, widen your hearts, a hot shower, destroy, no, be strong and courageous, Joshua 1 and 8, hue as in light, Queen Rising era, double negative, speak manifestations, Antichrist, apple of your eye, Psalm 17, 8 through 10, not glam, correct. Okay, so last night, it made me think of a dream I had last night where I was creating light. I was creating life with light via sea animals. So I'm going to sit down and decode that today. But if y'all have any, it was really powerful. I was like, wow, I really can create life like that. But yeah, if anyone has any comment on that kind of a vision, let me know. So it was like light mixing with the light of an animal, like the light of a sea animal specifically, it was like a stingray or something, and creating life from that. So I don't know, it's interesting. It puts a whole new take on creating life from dust, you know. Next message. Not at the crossroads. Michael. Subtract. Angel Ayesha. Removal. Flutter. Wins and losses. Creative. Remain steadfast. Proverbs 19:17 and True Chosen. I just want to say that anyone who's operating in the anti-light, or anti-Christ is what they call it in the old Bible, but anti-light is anyone that is operating against the true message of Jesus Christ, which is the message of enlightenment and the message of light. And if you don't believe me, then you can go read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and it talks all up and down those 4 Gospels about I and the light, okay? And then come back and argue with me about that, okay? Next message. Spirit of the Kings of Medes, 2 Timothy 1:13. Follow the patterns of the words you have heard from Christ's Spirit. Hospital, a new way, light, white, Matthew 17:2. White, old clothes, destroying angel, Micah 1:5, which is Michael. The fave. He's always like, I'm your favorite, and Raz is like, I'm your favorite. I'm like, y'all are both my favorites, okay? Gravity, a vacuum, affirm, all sad over there, a negative ion charge, so someone lost something maybe. Balance, maybe they lost balance. Creator path, understanding from God, and casting. So casting is like, think about, okay, so like if you're a tarot reader, like, you know, like if you're doing this and you're like speaking, or you're like having thoughts, or you're like communicating with your angels, like you're getting like the energy of the environment, right? So like I see it all the time. Y'all are so cute. Like y'all will say like a certain word and like the card pops out. That is casting. That's casting from here to here. So also you can think of casting like from your phone to like your TV. Okay, so that is like a form of magic. But what makes it witchcraft is when you use it against someone, which is what they have been doing to me. Because they hacked my computer and got all my information, they knew what to cast against me to make me fall. That is witchcraft. You cannot go against somebody's own will or God's will when you're like doing magic, okay? But magic casting is like you're trying to help someone, or you're trying to like give guidance to someone. That's okay, okay? That's magic. That's not witchcraft. There's a difference, right? You have to be very careful that your heart is clean when you're practicing magic, because if not, you're practicing witchcraft, okay? Next message. Sometimes what doesn't look like God is God. Me, I don't look like God at all. I don't look like Jesus or God or anything. I don't know. I mean, I kind of look like Jesus a little bit, you know. Maybe I could do a little something like this, look a little alien-like that way, you know what I mean? Anyway, 2 Corinthians 6:8-10, religious restrictions. I'm going to look that up today because it keeps popping up, and I know it's in the Bible, and I keep skipping over it. So I'm going to look at religious restrictions today. No FBI. Guidance. The liminal, feather, Revelation 17, the great prostitute and the beast, older man, flare. So that could be like a flare, like, you know, like on your, you know, uniform at work, or that can be like a solar flare. I spelled it like flare on your, like your weight, like you need enough flare on your. I hope somebody gets that joke. Anyway. Pregnant, space travel, at the crossroads, Masons, beep beep, covenant, watching from afar, a door, and the branch. So yes, I know the Masons are suffering right now. They're probably wanting some forgiveness, honestly. So I'm gonna work on. I wrote the covenant the other day, and I'm gonna consult with my full fighters and see if they want me to release the covenant today. You know, everybody's getting so ahead of themselves. Like I saw a video last night about Mayor Newsom wanting to get started on Los Angeles. I'm like, sir, that's that. With all due respect, Mr. Gavin Newsom, that's not your job. Rebuilding LA is not your job, sir. It's my job. Okay? I've got a whole prophecy about it. Yeah, and I haven't shared it yet because y'all are a bunch of fucking weirdos. Okay? So I'm going to confirm again that the angels want me to share that prophecy and the covenant today. And I'll be back later this afternoon. Now, I hope y'all have a great morning. I'm already having a great morning. And again, I only accept apologies in cash. I know there's a lot of cash coming in. So anyway, have a great day. Bye.